Good afternoon, and thank you, sir, for giving me this opportunity to speak in this course. Most common indications of DSEK is pseudophakic corneal edema or pseudophakic bullous keratopathy. Then comes Fuchs endothelial dystrophy. Cornea may even decompensate without any intraocular interventions. And post-PK failed graft is also a very important indication, and here the amount of preoperative astigmatism is an important factor to consider. If the amount of the astigmatism is very high, it is better not to go for DSEK. And for therapeutics, we need to do a lot of therapeutics, and invariably it fails because we use tissue of lower endothelial count. So post-therapeutic failed graft, DSEK can be a very good indication. Here the amount of peripheral anterior synechia, the AC depth, IOP, and again the graft source junction is important factors to consider. The other indications for DSEK is SHADE, PPCD, aphakic bullous keratopathy, IC syndrome, post-trauma, and post-HSV endothelitis.
First.
And it is better not to go for the DSEK for the beginners in aphakic cases with vitreous in AC, extensive PAS in IC syndrome, and AC IOL with decentered IOL with large PI. And this is contraindicated for even for the experts in severe Fuchs with scar with vascularization, aphakia with dilated pupil, stromal scarring or opacity, SHADE with corneal thickness more than 1000 micron. And this is the case series in our study that most of the cases pseudophakic corneal edema is the main indication for DSEK. DSEK workup. And this is the case sheet we follow. A diagnosis, PBK, Fuchs, post-PK or miscellaneous. We use a cutoff of 618 BCVA, and although in the Western world night halos, glare or even visual acuity of 6-9 can go for DSEK. The visual acuity of the other eye is also important for diagnosis and prognosis, and diagnosis of other eye whether it's good or having gutted changes or evidence of Fuchs or normal as in IC syndrome. We need to know of the lens status, that is pseudophakic, phakic or aphakic, prior corneal surgery, PK, therapeutic or DSEK, prior history of glaucoma surgery, trap, tube, shunt or YAG PI that indicate the shallow AC, which is quite high among the Asian population. Also IOP is need to know whether it's normal or higher. Sometimes we need to rely on our fingers because sometimes it's very difficult to get the readings. Prior other intraocular surgery like VR surgery, ACIOL, SFIOL or glued IOL. We need to know about the lens status, IOL types, ACIOL or iris fixated or PCIOL, that is in the black placement or sulcus or SF. And we need to note the PI if there is, and we need to look for the size of the PI, because if it is large enough, there is a tendency of air bubble to going behind the iris. Size of the pupil also matters, shape and position and pupillary dilatation. The presence of anterior synechia and its extent needs to be noted. Ear capsulotomy, it is there, then again the size of its opening, and there should be no vitreous. USG B scan also important to know about the retinal status and optic nerve health. Axial length for biometry, K reading from the other eye, and also the spectacle history. Anterior segment photography is for the documentation as well as to show the patient after surgery the change that happened. Anterior segment OCT to detect the amount of subepithelial scarring, and in post-PK cases to see the graft-host junction. Anesthetic clearance is also important to check ECG, cardiological check, and also the kidney function. Specular microscopy is important for the other eye as well. We do in all pseudophakic cases and sometimes in some selected phakic cases. It's helpful to get the definite clue to know whether the endothelial cell count is already low or having any guarded changes. Many a times there is undiagnosed Fuchs, and it's also important because sometimes we need to guard our cataract colleagues in suspected Fuchs. And so it is ideal for the beginners to start DSEK. We need to choose cases like pseudophakic corneal edema, very early PBK, and early Fuchs with cataract for DSEK triple. Anterior chamber visibility should be good. People should be round and in central, and there should be no vitrus in AC. IOL in bag with good centration is ideal. No ear capsulotomy done earlier, and IOP should be within normal limit. Thank you.